Hello everyone, welcome. As always, my name is IVGaming Ben, and today we're here for something new. So, our last Rust series, or first Rust series, is just finished up, and as you may know, the Rust series works on a series of wipes. Because of that, the servers I play on the small servers, because obviously I tend to play by myself, which means that there's less large clans, even though there are still quite a few. And because of that, the servers tend to wipe once a month, which means I have to wait a little bit for the server to wipe, because there's no point me jumping in 3 weeks into a 4-week wipe cycle. So, in between now and our next Rust series, we're going to be trying something a little different. So I was thinking about what games I could possibly play to fill the void while we're waiting for the servers to wipe and to make a new Rust series, because obviously it depends on my the time I have available, because obviously I tend to play late at night or early in the morning, so there's less players on, because otherwise I just don't stand a chance. And because of that, I thought about The Long Dark. Now, The Long Dark is still in alpha. They're currently making a story mode and improving the game in general, but it's very similar to Rust. Imagine Rust, but get rid of the multiplayer and hype up the survival elements to about 1,000. And that's effectively what The Long Dark is. And then also set it in Canada. And then that's basically what you've got. So I thought this game, since it's all about survival in a very similar fashion to Rust, that it would fit on my channel quite nicely to fill the gap in between now and the next Rust series. So I don't know how long we're going to survive. One of the reasons I did want to do this game is because it has permadeath, which means it could be a 1-episode series or a 10-episode series or a 20-episode series. So my plan with this is to focus on exploration, because I've never actually left the first area. So I'm quite keen to see what the next areas are all about. Now, obviously, focusing on exploration means that I put myself in a lot more harm's way, which means I could die sooner. But that's fine, because this series is solely here to fill the void in between now and the next Rust series. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But let's jump into it. And we're going to go with male, and we'll just call it YouTube. Right, there we go. So it has been a while since I've played this, so I never got very good at it, so it's not looking good for our chance of survival. Well, we will give it a go. No one can tell what goes on between the person you were and the person you become. No one can chart the blue and lonely section to hell. Well, that didn't actually give me enough time to read it, but there we go. Cool. So here we are. As you can tell, very stylized. I think it's cell shaded. Don't quote me on that. There we go. We have a stick. Oh god, I'm just gonna turn the sensitivity down. Jesus. All right. Okay, I'll get used to it. I can always turn it down a little bit. So yeah. So the way this works, obviously, is you want to go around collecting as much stuff as possible, so you can craft it. Obviously, where we're gonna aim to explore as much as possible, that's gonna mean what we're gonna want to do is keep our backpack as light as possible. Obviously, you can see here we have a carry weight. The higher that gets, the longer it will take us to walk places, the more exhausted we'll get as well. So you can see tab there. So you can see oops. So you can see our stats there. So we're getting colder the longer we spend out here. We're getting tired, hungry, and thirsty. But our condition is still 100%. Obviously, the lower our condition gets, the so that's going to take, as you can see here, so this is going to take 10 minutes to break this down and this many calories. So we're not actually going to do that, because as you can see, it's already turning nighttime. So we're going to want to find shelter as soon as possible. The closer it gets to night, the colder it will get, as you can imagine. And the last thing we want to do is get stuck out here in the middle of the night, because we will freeze to death very quickly. Obviously, the more I run as well, the more energy I use. So we're just going to pick up these sticks, because we can use it for fire. Oh, okay, so they've changed the UI quite a little bit since the last time I played. I also don't actually know where I am, because you spawn randomly you spawn randomly every time you start a new playthrough. So, okay, there's a deer there, but we don't actually have anything to kill it with. 2 deers. That's a shame. If we had a rifle, can you get a bow? I'm pretty sure you can get a bow. I'm not 100% sure though. So we're really starting to get cold now. So unless we find somewhere to shack up for the night, we're really not going to be in a good condition. This isn't good. I don't know where we are, and I don't know where the nearest place is. I think we would have been alright if we'd gone right first. However, I didn't. So what I'm going to do, as we're doing, I'm just going to take a little look in our environment. Okay, so we do have a little bit of food. Okay, I can't actually remember how to craft. Okay, well, either way, we can't survive out here in the night by ourselves. At the very least, we need to get something that'll get us out of the wind. So this could be a very short series. No idea where we are. I believe there's a lodge somewhere, but I was never very good at finding it. I seem to remember being lost here before. Yeah, so as I was saying though. Oh god, we're at risk of hypothermia. Well, fuck. Yeah, so as I was saying, we this game it's quite there we go. I think is the lodge. There we go. Okay, that's lucky. The lodge is really good because it's one of the most common places for a gun to spawn. Right, so yeah, as I was saying though, the Rust series obviously it can be quite difficult to do because I need to make sure that I have the right time and the right availability where it mixes in with my work. Because obviously if I'm staying up all night, I don't want to have work the next day. So we'll just quickly go to the lodge, the little barn. And so, I do like playing Rust, and I really enjoy it on my channel. It's fun to edit, it's fun to put up, and I think the videos turn out really well. So I want to continue that as much as possible, but obviously, where I can't, this will serve as a middle ground, because obviously it's quite about survival, and it's very similar. And I would be keen to revisit it once the story comes out as well. Yes, that's frozen, which means we can't actually harvest it with our bare hands. So as you can see now, our condition is really starting to deteriorate. We've got because we were 100, we're now 96, and that's because we're freezing. However, that doesn't matter too much because we've got a lodge. About 11 hours of daylight left. Oh, maybe it just turned morning. Oh, so maybe we don't want to stay here too long. Right, here we are. So we're in the lodge. Obviously, straight away, we're not going to be as cold. As you can see, we're only numb, and it's going up. Ah, perfect. And there we are. There's the gun. That's brilliant. So we're going to equip that. Does it say how many bullets it's got? None, but we should be able to find some around. Right, so first thing we're going to want to do is just collect everything. Can opener. I wonder how much they've changed this since I was here. Since I last played this. Right, there's nothing in there. One thing you can do is break down the boxes. There we go, there's the rifle ammunition. Which means you can have firewood. Now obviously, well, we're going to focus on exploration. We don't want to have too much firewood on us at any one time. What we can do actually is I think we'll actually take this opportunity to light a fire. If we use the charter wood and then let's say that doesn't change our success. That does. 7 minutes or 1 hour. 1 hour. So that has the greatest chance of success. So we'll start with that. We do actually have some accelerant. So, but we'll save that for when we're in a bind. Yeah. So what you can do is you want to boil water. So we're going to make sure we're going to do that now. One thing you do want to do in this game is time management is key. So we actually did fail to do that, but that's fine. We can try that again. So time management is key. So you want to make sure you get the right amount of sleep, you spend the right amount of time gathering resources, and you spend the right amount of time traveling. Because if you get stuck out at night, cold, freezing, with no food, you will die very quickly. Oh, come on. I might just use the accelerant. We don't have any tinder anymore, so... Oh, shit. We don't have any tinder? Oh, dear. Right, so we're going to have to see if we can find something. Book, will that do? No, a book won't? What do you mean a book won't do? We do have a lantern there. I know that's good because we can use that to harvest. Got 11 hours of daylight. What we're going to do is we're going to want to go out and harvest that deer and harvest some more resources and then come here and spend the night here. That's good. That's good. We can actually use that to hunt rabbits. We can do that through the night. We don't want to waste valuable daylight, because obviously it's a lot less cold during the day, which means you can do a lot more without freezing. A flare's good for fending off wolves. Candy bar. Matches. The safe. Newspaper. We're actually still quite numb, so I'm going to try and light this fire again. And I'm just going to use the accelerant to give it a 100% chance, because obviously we failed twice already. So the chances are we would do it the first time, but... Alright, so it's only got 60... So if we had both the charter wood... There we go. I can't remember what the different types of wood do. I think one of them gives more heat, one of them gives more duration, but... That's fine. So that's nearly ruined, so we're going to want to cook that. And we use the can opener. Because obviously if there's no point keeping it if it's about to get ruined, so you want to heat it up, and hopefully it'll go up a little bit. As you can see, you only got 10 hours of daylight left, so one thing we want to do is make sure we really stay on top of that. Cool, so there we have. So we should be able to now go in our inventory and eat it. You want to make sure you do it straight away, because it will actually hot opened. Is that going to give us food poisoning? Right, so you can see it made us more thirsty, but it did actually give us a lot of fuel. Calories are also, they're very big in this game. You want to make sure you're consuming a lot of calories so you have a lot of energy. Right, so what you can do is you can melt snow. So we're going to melt 5 litres of snow. And then turn that into a shit ton of water. Oh, we nearly ran out of fuel there. So we're going to want to dump some more fuel on the fire. Right, and then we're going to want to boil water and purify water. We do actually have the tablets. What I would do in previous playthroughs is I would hoard resources, like keep it all on you, bring all the resources back to base, make sure you have a good stock of inventory. Obviously, we're focused on exploration. We're not going to want to do that, so we're going to use our resources sparingly. So we're not going to want to use our resources sparingly, but we are going to want to use them carefully. So we're not going to want to waste them. So there we are. So we've made 5 litres of water. We're going to go through that quite quickly though, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Because obviously, as you can see, it is going to, 5 kilograms. So that's a lot of weight. So we're going to want to lose some more of this weight somehow. Got an hour and 20 in the fire. That might have been a waste. Okay, we're tired and we're thirsty, so we're going to want to drink some of that water straight away. I think we'll drink about a litre, maybe half a litre. Okay, so we drank a little bit under half a litre. We're going to eat this because it's about to spoil anyway. And then, what have we got equipped? Got all of our stuff there equipped. There's all of our first aid. We're going to want to repair some of our gear. We don't have any cloth. Cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to want to head out and harvest those deers while we still have some daylight. And then we can come back, spend the night here, and then move out tomorrow. God, it's been such a long time since I played this game. I really don't know what I'm doing. I hope it would be good if we could kill a wolf, because then we can get the fur and the cloth and stuff. One thing that does suck about this game a little bit is you need to alright, I'm going to turn the sensitivity down a little bit more. Is you need to let your the wolf guts and the wolf hide curate. I think it's you need to let them age. You need to leave them to dry out and curate. I think that's the word. So that they can be useful to make gear out of. Unfortunately, where we're going to be running around, we might not have enough time to just dump them on the floor and then come back. But we'll see. So our guy is tired, but other than that, he's pretty good. I don't see any wolves anywhere, and we have 7 hours of daylight left. So that's useful. That's firewood, and now we can actually harvest this because we have a knife. So if we want to get all the meat and the hide and the guts, it's going to take us an hour and 18 minutes. That's actually pretty good. So we're going to do all of that. A lot of the time, as I said, you want to manage your time carefully, so you wouldn't want to do all of it all in one go. One thing you really want to be careful about is watch how cold you get, because that is the main thing that'll kill you off. And as you can see, we're already chilled. So obviously if you're getting cut, like the way to stop that is you get better gear. Ooh, what was that? I swear I saw something. And obviously once your gear is at a certain level of certain like level of quality, it will stop you getting cold, which means you spend a lot more time out. There is actually a rabbit over there. Do we still have that snare? Can I not plant it? So there seems to be quite a lot of rabbits down here, so we'll plant it right here, and hopefully one of those rabbits will walk into it. Other than that, we're going to head back. You really don't want to run too much because it will tire you out like a motherfucker. But obviously, well, we're quite close to shelter, that's fine. It's actually pretty lucky that we spawned here, to be honest, because if we hadn't spawned here, we might not have got the gun, and that might screw us over. Let's head back in. As you can see, it's also turning into a storm, which means we're really going to suffer if we stay out here too long, so let's head back in. One thing you never want to do is stay out in a storm. You won't last very long. Right, so we can spend the night in here, so we really want to harvest it for as much resources as we can. Right, it's been a long time since I actually managed to do this. I'm not sure if I still know how to, but we'll give it a go. Right, so that's 2 out of 3. Oh shit, we got it. Flare. Alright, so that was kind of disappointing. Alright, so we want to harvest this wood. We're actually going to want to break down this chair, because it will give us resources. But if we just grab I don't know, 2 hours sleep, just to get our tiredness up. But we want to make sure we get up and out of bed right early in the morning, so we're going to want to travel quite a lot. Cool, so you can see we're thirsty, we're drained, and we're peckish. But overall we're not too bad. So we're going to break all this down, use it as wood. Once we have that done, we can get the fire going, and that will make sure our warmth stays up. Our warmth's pretty good at the moment. It's not going down, which means it's unlike a lot of shelters where this is an actual proper shelter. It will ooh, cloth. It'll keep us warm, whereas a lot of other shelters you want to make sure you have a fire up straight away, because otherwise you will die. Kind of a hatchet. A hatchet is something we're really going to want to get. Okay. Do we actually have any food we can throw on the fire now? Oh shit, do we use all of our tinder? That's not good. If we can't find another way to light the fire, then we are fucked. Oh shit, can we not break that down with a knife? I was really banking on being able to break that with a knife. That is not good at all. There's no point harvesting any more wood if we can't start a fire. 6 pieces of wood. It's not bad. Then we have the hide. As you can see, look, the wood. It's really heavy. That's taking up a lot of our weight. So much food do we have? We have a lot of water, food. We should actually be able to make a campfire. Yeah, this UI was completely different when I first started. So we do have a bedroll. Insufficient material to start a fire, needs tinder. Oh, and a snow shelter. That was not in the game last time I played. Okay, so this is like making a campfire outside. So it's actually a lot easier to survive out in the wild now, because you can actually make some form of shelter. Before you would just have a bedroll and that'll be it. You want also to make sure you always pick up your bedroll before you go out, because you will die. Journal. Weapons. Okay, that's actually cool. That's new. Right. So this isn't very good because we can't light a fire, which means we can't boil water. So whereas we're tired, okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of a nap, and then sleep through the night. Oh, that actually helped our first. My God, oh no, that had a lot of calories in it. I really shouldn't have wasted that. Right, so we should be able to sleep for the night, and then we'll head out bright early tomorrow morning, and then we should be able to find the tinder and whatnot. If we sleep for 6 hours, see what happens. You really don't want to... wait, why is my drain going down? I'm sleeping. That... Oh, I clicked pastime. You fucking noob. Right, so that's only wasted a couple hours of rest we were meant to be getting. 2 hours of darkness, 1 hour of darkness. Okay. So we've survived nearly 1 day. Currently have 1 hour of darkness left. Even though we only have 1 hour left, you really don't want to head out straight away because it'll still be too cold and dark outside. Can we actually... the flare does appear. Right, so we're going to want to actually grab some more shut-eye. And then we're going to want to head out and go explore them. There's a couple buildings around we're really going to head to. Right. So if we eat a little something, just to get us going, the meat will go off, so we're going to want to cook that up. If we finish that off and then finish it off with a soda, that should help us out quite a lot. And then we should be able to go out in fairly decent condition. Once we're going to want to repair our clothes, keep those up, their durability up. The only reason I'm not doing that now is simply because hopefully we'll find better gear along the way.